On the global stage, a new power bloc is taking shape. China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, crank, as some analysts have dubbed them, are drawing closer. This alignment is not a formal alliance, not yet at least, but it presents a significant challenge to the existing world order, long dominated by the United States. Crank is united by a shared resentment of US power and a desire for a multipolar world. Each member feels targeted by US foreign policy. They see themselves as subject to unfair sanctions, military pressure, or diplomatic isolation. This shared sense of grievance has created a foundation for cooperation. While their interests don't always align perfectly, they have found common ground in challenging US hegemony. This cooperation takes many forms, from joint military exercises to economic partnerships that circumvent US sanctions. The emergence of crank is a symptom of a larger shift in global power dynamics. The unipolar moment, with the United States as the sole superpower, is fading. A multipolar world is emerging, and crank is determined to shape it according to their own vision. Why are these four nations aligning now? The answer lies in their shared grievances and the potential for mutual gain. Russia, facing sanctions and isolation from the West, seeks economic and technological lifelines from China. Iran, eager to break free from its economic stranglehold, sees an opportunity in closer ties with both China and Russia. North Korea, facing international condemnation for its nuclear program, finds a degree of acceptance and support within this group. And China, the economic powerhouse of the group, sees an opportunity to challenge US dominance and reshape global institutions in its favor. This convergence of interests has resulted in increasingly close ties. Economic cooperation is growing, military cooperation is becoming more overt, and there is a growing sense among these nations that they are stronger together than apart. This cooperation is not without its challenges, of course. These are diverse nations with different histories, ideologies, and even rivalries, but their shared animosity towards the United States provides a powerful binding agent. The grievances that unite crank are real, and they cannot be dismissed as mere paranoia. The United States has at times pursued policies that have alienated these nations, pushing them closer together. The growing cooperation within crank is not just rhetorical, it is increasingly manifest in concrete actions. Recent joint military exercises in the Indian Ocean involving China, Russia, and Iran sent a clear message of their growing military coordination. Economic ties are also deepening. China has become a lifeline for the Russian economy, providing a market for its energy exports and access to critical technologies. North Korea and Iran have also benefited from Chinese economic support. Beyond these bilateral partnerships, there are signs of broader coordination. Intelligence sharing is believed to be increasing, and there are reports of joint efforts to counter US influence in key regions. The full extent of crank's cooperation remains opaque, but the trend is clear. These nations are finding ways to work together, and their combined weight is already altering the global balance of power. The implications of this growing cooperation are far-reaching. It challenges the United States' ability to act unilaterally on the world stage. It complicates efforts to address global challenges, such as climate change and nuclear proliferation. And it raises the specter of a more divided and conflict-prone world. The rise of crank presents a significant challenge for the United States. Dismissing it as a marriage of convenience or downplaying its significance would be a mistake. The grievances that unite these nations are real, their cooperation is deepening, and their combined influence is undeniable. The United States needs a new strategy for dealing with this emerging bloc. Confrontation and isolation are unlikely to be effective. Instead, a more nuanced approach is required, one that combines elements of competition, deterrence, and engagement. This will require a clear-eyed assessment of US interests and a willingness to work with allies and partners to shape a more stable and prosperous world. The era of unipolarity is over. The United States must adapt to this new reality and find ways to navigate a multipolar world where power is more diffuse and alliances are more fluid. The stakes are high. The rise of crank is a reminder that the international order is not static. It is constantly evolving, and the United States must evolve with it if it wishes to maintain its global leadership.